This week, I've got another film you can stream from the comfort of your home. I've got The Hunt, which is currently available to rent for about, I think, 48 hours for $20 US. The thing is, I'm going to go ahead and not recommend renting it because that's a lot of money for something that's really not that interesting. The premise I was actually on board with. Like, I saw all the trailers. It's basically the most dangerous game with a hint of the Hunger Games. And I was like, okay, cool, fine. It's got a pretty decent cast. But man, first of all, it's a very short movie, which usually I'm grateful for. This time I was like, for $20, I don't think this is worth my time. I need something to entertain me long term. The pacing was super weird. There's pretty much no plot or plot development. They drop you right in. They set it up very quickly. Basically, the premise is, this group of rich people are hunting poor people. Yeah, and so it stars Betty Gilpin from Glow, who I really like, and then there's a bunch of characters who are briefly in it because they just cycle through so many things so quickly, and I almost wish it had been a little bit longer and had spent a little more time making us feel any sort of attachment to any of these characters. So the supporting cast is Ike Barinholtz, Emma Roberts, Hilary Swank, Ethan Suplee, Glenn Howerton from It's Always Sunny. I don't know. It's not worth $20. Like, I'm sorry. Wait till it comes out on like HBO or something like that. If this was a different set of circumstances, I'd say maybe. But if you watch the trailer, that's pretty much the premise and the quality of the whole film. So if you're fine with that and you're that bored, like if you're fine with that, by all means, and that's going to entertain you and keep you a little more sane during this kind of trying time, like please go ahead, watch the film. Nobody's going to stop you, literally. But I am going to go ahead and say if you are on the fence and looking for something else, or you're considering it, or like me, were interested initially, and then you're probably going to be disappointed. I'm only going to give it 2 out of 5. And then because this is a very light week, I just want to give a super quick plug to it's a documentary kind of mini series. It's called Tiger King, and it's on Netflix. And holy crap, it is the craziest thing I've seen in a long time. They could not have predicted a better time for this to come out. I don't want to give too much away, but the overall thing is it centers around these kind of 3 groups of people, each of which has kind of a leader. And they are people who have exotic animals, mostly big cats, in the United States. And there is a guy named Joe Exotic, who is the most weirdly watchable dude on TV, streaming, whatever you want to call it right now. He's this like super redneck hick guy, but he also happens to be gay and like kind of flamboyant in the way he dresses. And he breeds and raises tigers in the U.S. And obviously that's a terrible idea. And so then there's these 2 other people who, one of them has a quote sanctuary, and then the other one is just kind of like flying lower on the radar, but also breeding animals. It's crazy. It has everything. The twists, the turns. There's murder. There's there's murder. There's mayhem. There's plotting. There's all sorts of stuff. Like there's one plot point that I really want to talk about, but I won't because I was so shocked when it came up that I was like, what? How did we divert to this? But then they just kind of like keep on moving. It's like 7 episodes. Don't spend your time on The Hunt. Watch Tiger King on Netflix instead. I don't think you'll regret it. It's crazy.